And you know what that means. It's your favorite part of the week, you guys. Happy Wellness Wednesday! I hope you're having a great day so far. And it's going to get even better right now because we're going to hop into some great stuff for people that have scoliosis. Just turn the video off if you don't have scoliosis. But if you know someone that has scoliosis, right, maybe this is useful too. If you have a kid, a nephew, anyone, a friend, this video should be helpful, right? So what is scoliosis? Scoliosis is when your spine curves to the side. Sometimes it just curves to the side like this. Sometimes it's a double curve. I see a double curve often because the body's very intelligent. It's trying to balance that curvature in the spine, right? So if it's going one way this way, it's probably going the other way that way. We see that all the time. Now, it depends how many degrees the curve is. It depends how old you are. Go see your doctor. You should get x-rays and see how bad the scoliosis is, right? Depends if you could just do exercises and stretches, which we're going to show you today, 3 of each, or if you need a brace, or even if they're going to talk surgery, which we love to avoid here at One Wellness, but sometimes it's necessary in rare cases, right? So if you are prepubertal, you're an adolescent, you're somebody that's going through puberty, you have to really monitor your scoliosis because you're growing rapidly now. And so that curve can change quickly side to side. So I recommend x-rays every 3 months, especially if it's a severe case of scoliosis in a teenager, right? Pretty much. But if it's not as severe, you could get away with once every 6 months to monitor it. Now, if you're an adult, and I have a patient that I just saw the other day for the first time, has relatively severe form of scoliosis, and that's why I wanted to do this video, right? To help them, and obviously we'll go through all this stuff as well. But it's not going to change as rapidly. You still should keep an eye on it. You still follow up with those x-rays and, make sure that the curve isn't progressing a lot, right? Going side to side. If it is, maybe a brace would be right for you. Go see an orthopedist, especially if it's over 40 degrees. That sideways curve, they'll measure it using a Cobb's angle and the x-ray and all sorts of stuff likely. But that first and foremost, see a doctor. So this is for somewhat less severe forms of scoliosis, getting up to that 40-degree range. What can we do and why do we want to do it and what causes this? Well, most cases of scoliosis are idiopathic, meaning we don't know the cause, right? The etiology is unknown. Well, etiology means cause, if you guys were curious. So it could be poor posture over time. You could be, you could have developed it really early in life. You're born with it, things of that nature. It could be congenital, right? So regardless, here we are and we have scoliosis. What's the deal? So let's talk about someone that has a right-sided convexity. So this would be right-sided, outer part of the C is pushing to the right. The phone's flipped, it might look like the reverse side. Doesn't really matter. You apply this to whatever side you have scoliosis on accordingly, okay? Now my patient has it coming out to the right here, so we're gonna demonstrate what you do in that case. So what's going on here? Well, if the spine is curving, we're talking the lumbar spine now, the lower part, and there is some scoliosis in the thoracic, but the major curve, and that's where the big scoliosis is in the spine. If it goes like this and then like this, we call this second one the major curve, right? That's really what we're going to focus on hard is what we want to look at here, right? So if it's like this in the lumbar, then this side that has the outer part of the C or the convexity, that side has really tight muscles, right? And they're pulling the spine in that direction all day. So we want to loosen those. And conversely, we want to strengthen the muscles on the other side, on the open part of the C, or the concavity, we could say, to kind of pull it back that way the best we can, right? Obviously, chiropractic adjustments can help too. They're not going to really change the curve of the scoliosis, but we can help to manage the symptoms, get some blood flow to the spine, improve mobility, loosen the muscles that attach, and help them feeling better, have a higher quality of life, right? So first, we're talking about strengthening, right? Because strengthening first, then stretching, as we always say here at One Wellness. Let's get to the root of the problem. Stretching gives you some relief, but strengthening is really where we want to hammer home, all right? So if we had our open C to this side here, all right? So what we want to do is we want to strengthen the muscles all through here and here in the low back. We'd also love to strengthen the core, strengthen the glutes, doesn't hurt, loosen the hip flexors. You want to loosen the muscles, especially hip flexors, on the side where that outer part of the C is, right? So we'll talk about those stretches in a second. But the first strengthening exercise we have, you're going to grab a weight, and I have a little 10-pound dumbbell here. Now you're probably going to want something that's a little heavier than this, but it depends on how strong you are, how big you are, and this and that. So if the open part of the C is this way, right? I'll show you like this as this arm's taken. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to come up like this. And I'm going to squeeze the obliques here. I'm going to squeeze my ab muscles on the side here. You know, a little bit of low back, so really the side muscles through here. And we're going to try to make these strong to kind of pull it back the way that we want it to come to make the curve a little less curvy to the side, right? Get it a little bit straighter. So boom, boom, boom. Common mistakes are people go here, they overarch. Just keep it at your sides. You go straight down, slide that hand down the pocket. Come up and then squeeze these muscles here. You'll feel it here when you're doing it right. Now you can, if it feels easy for you, you know, you can do more than we recommend. 3 sets of 10 in the morning and at night, you know, is something that I like to recommend. But beyond that, I say if you could do more and you're comfortable doing more, do a little more. You know, it can't hurt. As long as it's not sharp, don't do that pain. You have any sort of radiation, anything like that, go for it, right? Make them real strong, all right? If the weight's too light, pick up something that's a little heavier again, as long as it's not uncomfortable. All right, so that's the first one. The second one, you're going to get into a side plank, and we said we want to strengthen the side that has the open part of the C, right? So that's this side. So this side's going to be down. Okay, now there's some literature out there that shows doing it the opposite way, and that's not right. So if you see that, don't be confused. You know, you definitely want to strengthen the side that has the open part of the C. And typically you do a side plank like this, keeping the hips up, right? But what we're going to do is we're actually going to put this top foot in front here, and you can't let the hips sink. So bring them up like this and squeeze right here. Do what you want with this arm. You can keep it up and make sure the hips stay up. Don't let them sink down. See if you could hold that for about 30 seconds at a time. And if that gets easy, you can hold it a little bit longer. All right, now we're going to do a general core strengthening exercise, which, again, yeah, we're trying to strengthen the one side, but we don't want to neglect all the muscles that especially are going down the midline here, right? Because you want a strong core in general to support your low back and your daily activities and just, you know, help with your entire life, right? Strengthening your core is just so important. We can't emphasize that enough. So you're in a plank here, and when you're doing a plank, hopefully you can see me fully on this. You know, this is a common mistake. People sink in like this and they do this, the shoulder blades sink. We want the shoulder blades up and we want you like this. If anything, your back's rounded a little bit. I'm squeezing the core. I'm kind of rocking back on my feet. I'm not up on my toes, right? And I'm squeezing that core like this, right? Legs are straight. That's how you do a plank. Now, if you want, you can let the shoulders sink, bring them up. Let the shoulders sink, bring them up. And that's a separate exercise in itself that you can mix in with a standard plank, right? So while we're down here, we'll show you the first stretch that we have. And again, this is with that outer part of the C is to this side, right? So that means I'm going to stretch the hip flexors here, mainly the iliopsoas, right? Also the rectus femoris, but the names don't matter. You just have to know what to do. So you're going to be here. And you could use a pad. This is uncomfortable on my knee, but here we are. We have a patient in like 5 minutes, so we're gonna show you like this. And you're gonna kind of rock forward. First thing you do is squeeze your stomach, squeeze your glutes, then come forward, and you should feel pulling through here. Squeezing the stomach and glutes is important because it sets your pelvis in the right rotation, right? Get that posterior pelvic tilt, get it going backwards to fight the anterior, and then lean forward, and you should feel stretching here. What you can also do is you can hold on to a wall and you can grab the back leg and you can pull it up to get the muscles that come down through here as well that also flex the hip like the rectus femoris, right? Now, if it's uncomfortable going on the ground like that, you can just put that side back and you can just turn away and stretch like this, and that'll also stretch the muscles right here, at least the iliopsoas, right? So another one we have is you have that outer part of the C on this side. I keep reiterating that because I don't want you to do the wrong side, right? So you're going to reach up and you're going to put the arm like this and you're going to pull it just like that. And you're going to stretch all the muscles, kicking your hip out this way, stretch all the muscles that are coming back. You can kind of tweak the angle a little bit as you like to stretch out that whole side that has the convexity of the curve or the outer part of the C. The last one we got for you is very simple. It's just a good exercise in general for spine mobility and for overall health, and it's a straight away one. It's called a cat-cow, right? So you're going to be like this, and you're going to push up, and then you're going to arch your back. You're going to push up, squeeze the stomach, and then arch. My arms are staying straight as I do this, right? I'm making my torso do all the work. So that's what we got for you guys, man. I hope you don't have scoliosis. If you do, again, see your doctor first and foremost. But those might be some helpful stretches and exercises for you. Who do we got on here? Let's say what's up to the people. And we're going to rock and roll. Laura, what's up? How are you? What's going on, baby? Oh, River. Toos. Oh, God. Hannah Soul. How you doing? There you go. Ridiculous. Grace Kelly. Sibia. These are sort of funny comments, man. Oh, thank you, Jake. All right, Chapez. Joshy Joe, what's up? Hannah, you are funny. Arrogance. Tommy Reed. Skin and Soul Sanctuary. Check her out. She's great. Homeopathic remedies, spiritual work, a lot of great stuff. Christine, thanks for hopping on. And at Jakey Edward Games, as for now. So we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we will not see you then because that's the old saying. See you Wednesday, baby. Not sure where, not sure when. We will be there because we're here every single Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wellness. See you later. See you later, Laura.